Okay, so what if I told you this might be more like a Russian nesting doll than a solid rock in space? Tonight, we're going under the surface. Literally. We're talking about Agartha, the legendary hidden civilization that exists inside Earth. Depending on who you ask, Agartha is a vast kingdom inside a hollow Earth. Picture lush cities grown with strange light, advanced technology, and beings who are, well, let's just say they're more enlightened than your average Tuesday afternoon. Some stories say it's a whole network of inner worlds connected by tunnels that go up in places like the Himalayas, the North and South Poles, or deep underground caverns. So yeah, next time you see a suspicious cave entrance, maybe it's not just Bat Country. The idea of a hidden realm beneath us isn't new. You've got ancient myths about underworlds, subterranean cities, and secret kingdoms from all over the world. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, writers and mystics in the West started talking about places called Agartha and Agartha, often tied to Tibetan legends, Shambhala, and this big spiritual belief that there's a hidden brotherhood of wise beings guiding humanity from below the surface. Guiding us, or just watching us doom scroll? That's pretty unclear. In the more modern conspiracy versions, Agartha is home to advanced tech way beyond ours. UFOs that don't come from space but inside the planet, and sometimes ancient survivors of lost civilizations like Atlantis or Lemuria. There's also stories of explorers who supposedly found polar openings, pilots who saw strange lights near the poles, and secret government missions to investigate what's going on down there. Because, of course, there's secret government missions. There's always secret government missions. Scientifically, the Earth is not hollow. Our best data says it's a molten outer core and a solid inner core, and absolutely zero real estate listings for glowing crystal cities. But as a myth, Agartha is fascinating. It taps into this idea that there's more going on than we see on the surface. That maybe there's hidden knowledge, hidden history, and even hidden people waiting to emerge when humanity is ready. So what do you think? Is Agartha a spiritual metaphor that just got turned into a conspiracy theory? Or is it something weird hiding under our feet that we're not supposed to know about? Drop your thoughts in the comments and join us as we discover whether this is not entirely plausible, but not entirely impossible, as we dive deeper into Hollow Earth. Yay! Hollow Earth time!
Yay!
Hey.
Yeah.
This is Hollow Earth. This is Hollow Earth. La, 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 la.
Love it. All right, so we're going to talk all about Agartha tonight and all about Hollow Earth and all the different theories and everything coming from it. Jared, I think, has done more research than I have on this topic, but I'm going to start with some of the more prevalent ones and then kind of get into more plausible ones towards the end like we normally do. And feel free to jump in with any of the other stuff that you guys know about it. So you said that this comes from, can you say the name, Jared, again?
The French guy.
Oh,
French
yeah. I mean, I feel like, does the Canadian know more French? Alexandre Saint-Yves de Alverdry or something like that.
Okay. And this was from a long time ago that he wrote about it or something? Or
No. He's late 1800s, early 1900s.
okay. Gotcha.
That's when the first documented theory. Did he call it Agartha, or is that the first time they just started talking about people living underground out there?
He allegedly met some people.
The Agarthians.
Oh, he knew somebody who knew somebody.
Yeah, from like the Far East, because everybody supposedly knows people that know people.
Yeah.
That live underground. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he had some writings that then influenced the next person's writings.
I mean, who hasn't lived underground at one point or another?
The original writings for A Civilization Underground come from Journey to the Center of the Earth, which was written in 1864. So that would have been earlier. But
Okay.
but I don't know if they didn't call it Agartha in that book.
Oh, I'm sorry. According to Wikipedia, he expanded upon. He was like an oculist writer, or occultist.
Okay,
right?
occultist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So he expanded on some of the other
Yeah,
stuff.
he might
Yeah.
have been more. But then it says that it got popularized in 1922's Beastmen and Gods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me
So
let
should
you
I get a
drive
little
this.
ahead. So I mean, so a lot of the origin stories behind it come from not by the name of Agartha, but from old Tibetan and Hindu traditions. Shambhala was a spiritual kingdom hidden beneath the earth. Um, and the core claims of that one was it was ruled by enlightened beings, contained, advanced knowledge. Citizens were taller and healthier, more evolved, and protected the surface chaos and corrupt. It protected from the surface chaos and corruption. Um, yeah, I mean later some occult writers, linked it to Atlantis and Lemuria and pre-flood civilizations and yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely. So I guess in this version, Agartha isn't just physical; it's like a spiritual refuge for humanity and a backup civilization. So like not different beings, just kind of like this is where other people live that are slightly more advanced, but they're just human. So they're not human. They're just other humans.
Right. Or for the Stargate fans, maybe they're ascended humans,
Right.
that still decide to stick around here. Actually, if I think about it, the plausibility of there being civilization like what we have, our existence beneath the ground anywhere, let alone Antarctica, that seems kind of odd or
It's
not
not
plausible.
it's not a
But if they were kind of
desirable
energy
possibility.
beings, it would almost make sense to live underground.
Yeah.
It's you can tap into a lot of thermal energy. Why not?
No, it just seems like not an ideal place to live.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're just like us and they're focused on neutrinos or something, and that's why they go down there.
Yeah. Maybe that could be it. That could be it. I mean, so one of the more plausible, I guess, not plausible, one of the more famous stories about it, of course, comes from Richard E. Byrd, Admiral Byrd, who
Yes.
was an Antarctica explorer. Who, I mean, I can read out the synopsis of brief story of what happened there, and what he wrote about in his diaries, things like that, and whether or not that was true. It is true that Admiral Byrd was a person. He did go and explore Antarctica and made certain claims that he did recanted on later in life, that he kind of backtracked on. Some people say it was because of the government getting to him or something. But yeah,
Yeah.
so that story starts in March 1947. So it's right after World War II. Nuclear weapons, of course, exist at this point, and yeah, Admiral Byrd decides to go fly down to Antarctica. He was a decorated admiral. He had already explored Antarctica a lot, and yeah, I mean, he was trusted by the military to go do these things.
I would say his story probably gives the most credibility to all of this,
Right.
because even if you look at what he says about Agartha just this other place in the middle of Antarctica that you could go into, or center of the earth stuff, and you're like, well, that's crazy. But then you look at the rest of his career and everything outside of that, and he's not the type of guy that went around making these wild claims. In fact, he
Right.
was very successful in his career. He was very gifted and well respected, and you know a commission officer, and so it lends some credibility. It seems very random that somebody with that resume would just go for a flight down there and come back and be like, guys, guess what I saw, and just wildly make stuff up.
Yeah. I mean, so according to this, I mean, we'll do a whole episode on Atlantis, we'll do a whole episode on Lemuria, we'll do a whole episode on Antarctica. So these things are all coming. So we're going to dive deeper into this. Right now, we're just focusing on Gartha. But for this particular one, he's flying down there, and the story goes, all of a sudden, the ice started breaking up, and he saw trees and like a lush vegetation down there, and it wasn't all ice barren wasteland anymore. And next thing he knew, there was two other aircraft that were escorting him, and they talked to him over the radio, even though they didn't speak the same, not English, not even the same language, but he understood them. And they guided him into a hole in the ground that he flew into, a massive opening in the earth, and went into the ground. Yeah, and there are crystal towers. There's all these kind of things, technology, stuff he tried to explain in diaries. Said he landed. They were tall figures. They were human looking, but different. Didn't see any weapons. They seemed to be friendly. and they had a conversation, and then they escorted him back. And that's
Did
his
someone
story.
do a toxicology screening on this guy after he flew back to, the regular society? Because I'm feeling like he flew through some noxious underground gases at this point.
Yeah, or just oxygen deprived. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a
I
little
mean,
high.
so some of the, I guess, the people that kind of get, none of the original documents have ever been verified. So a lot of it's like third hand and things like that. So that's where a lot of skeptics come in saying, like, is it real? Like, there's no original diaries or any original documents.
Right, not even a doodle.
Yeah.
Yeah, no blurry Bigfoot pictures.
No.
Yeah.
And he didn't bring back a souvenir?
No, he did not. Or if he did, the government immediately confiscated it.
Wait, how did his airplane not run out of fuel?
Let's see. There's a.
I think he was huffing his fuel at this point.
It was
Yeah.
leaking into the cockpit.
I
maybe?
guess he had enough. I don't know. I don't know.
No, E stands for empty, not enough.
Not enough. That's why I run out of gas all the time. Yeah, it's enough.
Well, and so remember, when we talk about Agartha, it's not a specific location, right? Like you mentioned, there's different cultures that have stories of these beings,
sure.
that live underground, essentially, right? Well, we do have some modern attempts at tapping into that world. Russia had a hole, and they were like, let's go deeper. And they just kept digging and digging and digging and drilling. And eventually it got so crazy hot as deep as they were drilling that they couldn't really drill any farther. Plus, it got really creepy. And by creepy, I mean, they say there were these crazy sounds coming out of there. So maybe they drilled into the home of these Agarthians, and we heard the screams of the people like, no, dear God, stop drilling. So
Are you talking about the, what is it, the borehole?
The borehole.
The cola borehole. CKO. Yeah.
So we were digging into their home, and they started yelling at
They
us.
started screaming at us.
Right.
7 miles. That's pretty good. Good start.
Yeah, so allegedly he called it the land beyond the pole. The openings exist at the poles. The government knows about Agartha, and that's the reason why Antarctica is restricted. Most conspiracy culture says Byrd is the smoking gun, that Agartha does exist.
Right.
But, skeptics will claim, the diary is likely fabricated, that it has been found. That's what skeptics say, and there's no original verified documents. So there's that. But, hey, it's still cool to think about.
It is, but okay, so let's say they are smarter than us, or they have technology that's more advanced, or they have the ability, if we were to come in confrontation with them, to smoke us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then the powers of the world would be motivated to protect the human race from even knowledge of that, because what would we do? Inevitably, some people would go and try and check it out, right, on their own. All right. So now we also have, in countries all over the world, especially like your major powers, we have bases everywhere that are kind of secret squirrel, but we also have some areas that are like very secret squirrel, that nobody knows what's happening there. And so maybe these could be identified locations where you can get in and out, or where there's an opportunity to communicate with them. And it's not just the US. I mean, China, Russia, they all have these places that there's no known military reason for the secrecy of the location, but you like absolutely can't go there, and not much is known about it. I'm reaching here, obviously, but I'm going with the what if. So what if this is true, and what if we actually have knowledge that it's true? It's plausible. Our governments would cover that up, and they would protect that.
Yeah.
Well, have other countries come forth with like leaks of something similar to this, or just
no leaks in Russia?
Yeah, I wish we could have. I have a friend of mine who he doesn't work for NASA anymore, but he used to work for NASA, and he actually landed on the South Pole. At least he told me one time while we were drinking a whole lot of wine. He wouldn't tell me anything more. So I was like, oh, you should totally come on our our podcast. I want to ask him about Antarctica. But
It's pretty bleak.
I'm pretty sure he won't say anything, but
Right.
who knows? A good friend of mine. Yeah, he lives in Maine now, in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know if it's internet anymore. But yeah,
He got a taste of Antarctica, and he was like, "Let's go to northern Maine. That's far enough."
yeah,
Very
he built
small.
he built his own log cabin up there. There's like cut down trees and built it himself.
Plenty of logs up there.
Yep. So, yeah, nice guy. I think he's coming in town in actually a couple of weeks. So maybe I'll see if I can get him to come on an episode.
I've got a friend that did a rotation. I think he was Air Force, but he did a
Okay.
rotation down there. But kind of like what you're saying, other than us knowing that he was there, those folks,
Don't talk
they're more
much.
tight-lipped. And I was in the military, and I've even had friends that were special forces. And even though there's all these things they're not supposed to talk about, usually you could get some stories or hints of stories about different
yeah.
operations and missions. The dude that I know that did 8 months down there would tell you nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. So I've never seen a group of soldiers, sailors, airmen, like whatever, being that tight-lipped about something. It could just be there was nothing there. There's nothing to talk about.
Nothing to talk about. Yeah.
Things got weird.
It is
Things
weird.
got
It is strange. I mean, and like I said, we'll do a whole episode on Antarctica, but how restricted Antarctica is. Antarctica is one of those places where it is illegal to fly over. It's illegal to go visit. There is one section right off South America that tourists can go to. It's a tiny section. The rest of it is 100% forbidden. You're not allowed to go to any of it.
Yeah.
I only knew one person that did like a cruise.
Yeah, because you can do a cruise. Yeah, and you can go down to that one part that juts out near South America, and they will let you go landfall on there, and it's a tourist thing, and see the penguins.
Granted, it is pretty dangerous down there.
Yeah,
right?
it is. But the rest of Antarctica, where all the facilities are, you can't just go visit. It's and what makes it even more strange is the fact that China, Russia, United States have all agreed on this. So
I was going to say that there's your red flag.
Yeah.
This is like the only part of the world and the only time in history where, when I was looking into this, side note real quick. So the U.S. doesn't have an official claim to land down there. I don't think China does either, or even India. Mm-hmm. But there is a list of like 7 or so countries that have actual claims to the land itself. But then there's like almost a dozen countries that do research down there and whatnot. And there's different agreements. But I say all that to come back to your point, Alan. There's different treaties and handshakes between major nations about what you can and can't do down there, where you can and can't go. And it seems to be the only place where everybody actually abides by it. Like,
right.
What is it about this place that actually has everybody scared enough to follow the rules?
Right.
Yeah. So all the major countries, we agree to stuff. And then when we think nobody's looking, what do? We do whatever we want. They all do.
Sure.
But it seems everybody minds their P's and Q's down there. So it raises an eyebrow.
Right.
That's true. I haven't heard anybody disprove the movie The Thing, which took place in Antarctica. So
right. Yeah.
Really?
Stuff could happen. I don't know.
Which that kind of brings me to another point. Thank you for the nice segue.
The giant spiders.
No, that actually a lot of fiction is accidentally told to be the truth. That actually many believers argue that fiction reports of inner worlds and things, especially with Antarctica, is self-disclosure. They point out Journey to the Center of Earth as an example, and a bunch of other, sci-fis, especially in the 1900s. The Thing being one of them. That it actually is purposely self-disclosure, that hinting to things being real.
I could buy that.
Explorers descending into Earth. So Journey to the Center of Earth had explorers descending into Earth, finding oceans and creatures and civilizations down there, and travel beneath the continents. That was that 1864 book. Later you had pulp sci-fi that had lots of stuff. Of course, the Nazi occult fiction had a ton on Antarctica and Hollow Earth. And then even modern sci-fi has things about underground civilizations and things like that.
Yeah, the whole concept of doing soft releases on these wonky concepts and realities. I mean, I absolutely believe we've been doing that with aliens and extraterrestrial stuff. I mean, we're living that right now.
To hide the truth in stories so it sounds fake.
Yeah,
So you make a bunch of fiction around something that's actually true, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that's fake," because I saw it in Independence Day.
You got muted.
right. Well, and then you got the one guy that goes, "No, it's real because I saw it on Independence Day," and
Wait,
then
no, I
Wait, it wasn't real? Like that's
I saw it in a
every 4th of July. I send my brother a text, the same text that we're going to thank Will Smith from saving the world. That's why we celebrate our Independence Day.
So that's what you guys are doing down there.
That's yeah. Sorry, Canada. You wonder what's going crazy down 4th of July? We're celebrating the alien invasion. We stopped. All right, I saw it.
Okay, cool.
Fun times. Yeah. So thanks for the segue into that. So I mean, obviously, that's one aspect, that soft disclosure, that we could talk about a little bit further. Anything else on that you guys want to talk about or kind of deep dive into? Or
Yeah.
Sometimes when these concepts come up at a sci-fi journey to the center of the earth or whatever, even if it's not real, right? And I'm kind of leaning that direction, not real.
Jules Verne.
It's enough to kind of spark. All right, let's look towards our future, right? We got Elon Musk that he looks at it and he goes, "Well, eventually, no matter how you look at it, we'll have to leave the planet Earth. So you got to start at some point. I mean, no matter what the cause, eventually our sun will be so big that it will swallow the Earth, right? That we're pretty sure that's going to happen. But even before that, there's going to be a time where the surface of the Earth isn't really habitable, but maybe under the surface of the Earth is. So there could still be value in exploring that and finding ways where we can live underground.
Yeah.
And to some extent, parts of the human race have done that. But I mean, if we officially do it, like try to have a complete human terrarium ecosystem, whatever,
Right.
underground, where we don't need any other assistance. You can get your energy from the heat of the earth itself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think there's value in exploring the idea of how could we do that, start a civilization down there, keep them alive.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
It's fate. I'm going back to dwarves.
To dwarves.
Dwarves.
To dwarves. It's
Agartha
magical dwarves.
dwarves.
It's just dwarves.
Magical dwarves taking over the world.
Every time I'm around, you start talking about dwarves, and I'm starting to feel offended.
Always Fae.
It's always the Fae.
Yeah.
I thought you said the Fed at first. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's Boba Fett. That's what it's the Fett.
It's the Fett.
Oh, we're getting to Star Wars lore now. So yeah,
Everything is Fae. I need that on a shirt.
Everything is Fae. Yeah. I mean, so how about we just kind of run through rapid list some of these like theories and kind of talk about it. So I mean, first one, secret human civilization. We talked about it. We hinted about it this a little bit. That's a hidden human society. They split from the surface a long time ago, but they have advanced tech. They have genetic engineering, and they've taken an observer role over surface humanity. Observe but don't interact. That's also comes from like where a lot of UFOs come from. It's not actually come from space. They're not actually aliens. They're just the civilization that lives within, and they're not
A lot of parking down there.
Yeah, not not human. They're just different descendants of human.
I'm more likely to buy underwater civilizations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I was about
so.
to say with what I know exists underneath, the earth, the dirt that we stand on. But I don't know. I only know what the textbooks have told me, right? I've never researched it myself.
Jacques Cousteau.
Right. But it doesn't seem, Jared laughed about it, but it doesn't seem like a very comfy place to live. So, but if you have an advanced civilization with certain advanced technologies,
Right.
Where you could protect yourself living underwater, that I could see happening. And that can explain a lot of phenomenon that people have seen around the world without, requiring these people to live in lava.
Yeah.
Right.
They travel in lava flows. Yeah, that's just
I mean, humans in general have a fixation on like caves and things like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bunkers. All the rich people
It's
have been in
our
bunkers.
I have a
it's our
fixation on staying
early
far away from anything that is a tiny, dark
right.
space.
But it was like our original living spaces. We thought it was like some other entrance to the earth,
yeah.
Yeah.
used for burial.
Yeah.
And we even know today, you go to Afghanistan, the people live in caves. It's like
Yeah,
not
sure.
a tunnel all the time, so it's like it's not even an uncommon thing in human history. The only thing
Yeah.
I wanted to point out is, but I guess the timing is all off. Because reading about that French guy, and I guess you mentioned Jules
Mhm.
Verne, so like I guess that's 1800s, but in
Right.
the late 1700s, because I was in Paris now, it's maybe been a year or so. I didn't know, so the city was on the verge of collapsing
Okay.
because they had done so much underground digging for limestone that they used to build the city,
Mhm.
and they had networks of catacombs. It's like
Right.
so we're like so into digging, we almost collapsed our own cities.
Well, the
Yeah.
children yearn for the mines.
Whoopsie-doodle.
Exactly.
They play Minecraft.
Nerd for the mines. Yeah. I mean, and that's happened in coal towns a lot, where you have whole
Right.
entire coal mines collapse, the whole city catches on fire, and yeah, there's still cities in Pennsylvania, and that are still on fire that people can't live on
Right.
anymore.
It's like never going to go out.
It's never going to go out.
My favorite. This is somewhat related, but not really. Have you seen the video where they were drilling in this lake, and they hit this open space and they drained the lake and it destroyed the whole town around it? This happened in the U.S.
Yes, it was
I
a
forget-
salt. They hit a salt mine.
Yeah, but
So it was a salt
once
mine.
it hit that opening, there's this giant whirlpool sucking all the water in, and they drained the whole lake.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Now you
Where'd
got
the
all
water
this salt
go?
water underground.
Yeah, it was a salt mine, and they were
Yeah.
mining for salt, and drained the whole
Oh,
lake
so it just went into like the salt mine.
into the
Yeah,
mines.
they punched into it.
Oh,
Some engineer
that's
looking at his
unfortunate.
math afterwards going, I forgot to carry the one.
I swear that lake was there yesterday.
You're supposed to call before you dig.
On a lighter note, Ian really didn't want to work one day in the summer as lifeguard, and he drained the whole pool. But that was
I
Well,
did.
that's reasonable.
That's when I found out how much water costs, because I was like, I mean, that sucks, but we just fill it back up. And then the manager was like, all right, this is how many gallons of water this pool holds. And I was like, that's a
Right.
lot. He was like, this is how much we have to pay per gallon. I was like, that doesn't seem like that much.
Right.
But then you times those two, and that was a very expensive mistake.
And you're standing there holding two buckets, like, oh, okay, I guess we use something else.
No, you still have the vacuum on, didn't you? Isn't that what you did? Or
I left
or
the
the main
backwash
drain.
on.
Yeah, the backwash.
Mhm.
So it just drained the whole pool.
Such a
Poor
new
James
move.
River.
Yeah.
Did it come out of your pay?
No, they didn't pay him enough.
Exactly.
I was making
I mean, there's
minimum
a-
wage, so whatever.
Right.
There's nothing to come out of. Anyway, I mean, so along with that whole thing, the lost civilization theory as well is that that this does happen when you see natural disasters come. People do tend to go underground, whether it's bunkers and the modern times. But they said during ancient times, worldwide catastrophes, whether it was a pole shift or the Great Flood. We'll do a whole episode probably on the Younger Dryas and the flood stories from around the world. Not just the biblical flood, but you have Gilgamesh, you have Chinese flood stories. They all line up around the same, and there's a whole scientific reasoning behind it. We'll do an episode on that. But people moved underground and started building civilization down there because of some catastrophe on the surface, and they just stayed down there. They took the technology with them. This is going back to the whole Atlantis and Lemuria type theories, both mythical kingdoms. Frisland's another one. We'll probably maybe do an episode on that. There's a bunch of these mythical type of kingdoms or things that existed a long time ago or in myth and legend. And one theory is they just went underground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely see like a group of people like getting way smarter than the rest of the population, and then eventually getting so frustrated with the rest of the population and being like, screw this. Let's go in that cave. Like, I don't want to talk to them. Just we're done. Let's go wait it out until these
Yeah.
people inevitably destroy each other, and then maybe we'll come back out.
Yeah.
I can relate to that.
That's cool.
And here is, now we get to some more crazy ones. Agartha is actually just a parallel civilization, interdimensional. So Agartha isn't beneath us; it phased alongside of us. Just kind of one of these crazy type theories where it's interdimensional beings and interdimensional space, kind of like Lost. If you ever watched that TV show, it's not actually a real place. You can't actually enter it unless you go to the right time, the right place, and it's phasing into the reality that we're in. It's all interdimensional beings.
I mean, that makes way more sense than.
Yeah, that makes the most sense out of everything so far. You said this was a crazy theory. I'm like, no.
It's the Fae realm.
Yeah,
Fae.
everything is Fae. Every episode
Everything
I
is
come
Fae.
on, it will be Fae.
It's always Fae.
So I think if Richard Byrd was actually flying down in Antarctica and then
Yeah.
for hours ended up into this lush green landscape and this, that, and the other, or whatever it was, I'm making up the description, but it's more plausible, I think, that he slipped between these dimensions
Sure.
than it is that that place actually exists in Antarctica.
Yeah.
So anyways, I agree with Tree is what I'm saying. This is the best theory so
Yay.
far.
I love it when people agree with me.
So we'll do a whole episode on CERN and timeline shifts. That's going to come too. So stay tuned. Let's see. These episodes are just going to be like me, like talking about episodes that we're going to do like 20 years from now.
I forget. Does Einstein? Does his stuff work with like extra dimensions? And things?
I don't know if Einstein got that far with general relativity and special relativity. I mean, those were his main theories, and he did. There was. He did get into black holes and predict those kind of things. As far as interdimensional, that's more Hawking definitely got into that stuff. In parallel worlds and string theory and that kind of stuff. There are a lot of physicists that now talk about parallel realities. That's not as fringe as it used to be at all. I mean, it used to be completely sci-fi. Now it's more plausible than it was before.
And if you can wrap your head around time not existing, for massless things, then
time doesn't exist. Neither does gravity. And we can talk about that for hours too. Gravity's not real either.
Yeah.
Then what is this mysterious force holding me to the ground?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Like that's the real answer. Like you talk to like a quantum physicist, they will tell you we have no idea how it works.
I can tell you every day I resist.
I get up. It doesn't. It mathematically does. It's really weird. Gravity is strange because it doesn't. It's not uniform. We can talk about gravity forever, but it's not a uniform force. It's stronger. Actually, in Canada, it has a different gravity than the rest of the world. In the Hudson Bay area.
More gravity or less gravity?
It's the Hudson Bay gravity anomaly. There's missing gravity. It's less gravity there. Has lower gravity than any surrounding area in the world.
So I could dunk a basketball in the Hudson Bay.
I mean, when I say significant, it's like 0.00001% less gravity. I mean, it still feels the same.
Right.
It's just, but it is measurable, like a difference.
The microwave instructions are different there.
And then off in the Indian Ocean, there's one where there's more. There's slightly more gravity. So as a whole, it's uniform, but in different spaces, it fluctuates. There's different anomalies where there's less gravity or more
Maybe
gravity.
those anomalies is where you have the entrances to Agartha.
Maybe.
Somebody should drain the bay.
Yeah. Nice segue to all the different possible entrances. All right, so let's talk about all the different entrances to Agartha that people claim. First one, Mount Shasta. We'll do a episode on that too. So Mount Shasta, that's up in Washington State.
I think it's Washington. It's northwest.
Yeah, Washington State. Yeah. Tons of UFO sightings there. It is a restricted mountain. You can hike around the national park there, but there's lots of weird stuff that happens around that mountain. Oh, it's California. Sorry, not
stratovolcano.
It's California. Yeah, it's part of volcano.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So Mount Shasta, UFO sightings. Yeah, part of a. Yeah, it used to be a volcano, right? Is it dormant? I think it is. Anyway.
Isn't that the one also? There's a lot of theories on the specific type of alien that lives out there, like the
Yep.
bright, glowing white ones.
Yeah,
that
tall
are
whites.
super tall whites. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that.
No, those are just Canadians that live by the Hudson's Bay.
Right. And never go out during daytime. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's too cold.
Very fair
Oh,
skin.
Have you been up to the Hudson Bay?
Heck no.
It's very cold.
I'm in
We have a
Virginia,
side
and
note
at
that-
times like this, it's too cold here. I would not.
Yeah, I mean, they say underground crystal cities, a bunch of different things like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Mount Shasta is one of them. Of course, we already talked about Antarctica.
There's an underground crystal city in Las Vegas. I mean, it's crystal meth, but same thing.
Hmm.
It is underground.
Yeah. Antarctica is the other big one. Some people claim that Nazi bases are still down there, of course. Ancient ruins. There's, of course, the restricted zones. And then satellite anomalies as well. Like people trying to, satellite pictures from Antarctica are missing. Any thoughts about Shasta? We talked about Antarctica a lot already. The last one that most people point to is the Himalayas, Tibet in particular. A lot of these stories, revolve around Tibetan legend. So
Got to give them an entrance.
That the Shambhala portals are up there, and the monks are the guardians, and they're hidden valleys, and there's ways into there through Tibet.
Well, hypothetically, if you were this like slightly more superior version of us or whatever, and not wanting to deal with the rest of us, you would want your entrances and exits to be in places that are not easily accessible by everybody else. So,
right.
if we assume that it exists, then having these ways in and out in obscure places like the Himalayas would make the most sense.
Yeah.
Or Antarctica, Mount Shasta. I don't know, maybe not so much, but
yeah. Well, Mount Shasta is weird.
Yeah,
that's a strange one.
But then they're supposed to have this advanced technology. They could
Right.
be doing it right in front of us. We don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Maybe they have performance anxiety, Jared.
Yeah, I'm sure the New York City subway has some connection.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the main, like, more, I guess, when we say fringe theories around it, interdimensional beings, secret, civilizations, things like that. Any ones that you guys researched or found or anything like that you guys want to talk about for?
I was more prepared to talk, people are running with their imaginations a little bit. Okay. I think if I had to pick something and say this is it, and there's some reality to it, it would be like the parallel universe type theory.
Okay.
Yeah. That's easier for me to buy into.
We'll go into the more plausible ones. One is that Agartha is more symbolic, our spiritual realm. It isn't actually a physical place, but a metaphysical consciousness-based realm. Similar to Shambhala, the Tibetan, but Buddhism. That it's just something that a spiritual place that you can meditate to. It's not actually a physical realm. It's a spiritual realm.
It's your happy place.
Yeah. I mean, many ancient traditions describe inner worlds as states of enlightenment, not geography. The underground might be symbolized for hidden wisdom, not literal tunnels.
Yeah. I mean, if the origins of this come from Tibetan culture, I could see that having a lot of validity.
Right.
It's lost in translation into the West.
They're speaking metaphorically, and some dum-dum hears a story from the West and is like, there are literal kingdoms beneath our feet. Whoa.
And then another plausible one is it's just pure esoteric myth. I mean, I know it's the easy one we always have to point out as a possible plausible scenario.
People were just making this up.
Yeah, Agartha is entirely myth. Myths do encode truths about power and cycles and hidden control structures. That's why, myths keep on prevailing.
There's gotta be something in there, like that's, it comes from some reality.
Yeah, I mean, all myth. I think when you have anything like that, there's going to be something, but a lot of it could be just, like going back to Greek labyrinth stories and things like that, which there have been labyrinths that have been found. But as far as how deep and everything like that, some of the stories go, it could have been exaggerated. Like where it might have been something, but then the myth exaggerated over time, and it just became like
There's one under the pyramids. They just won't let us go dig down there and check it out.
next to. It's not under the pyramids.
Next to the pyramids,
Next
yeah.
to the pyramids. Yeah.
Yeah, which was built by dwarfs, by the way.
Maybe
Right. With permission of the Fae.
with permission of fact.
They had to cut a deal
Yeah.
with them, which is dangerous in itself, but you know, they did it.
So, are we going down there next trip? I don't like cold, so I'm not. I'm doing the nose game. I'm not going to Antarctica, but
Yeah, but I'll take a different entrance.
I'll take a
You might
different
check out the Shasta entrance.
the Shasta
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
I want to go to California, so why not?
yeah. Why not?
Yeah, we can meet up there.
Just go hike up to Mount Shasta and see what happens.
I didn't know the soda is named after Mount Shasta.
Shasta.
Is it really?
Yeah, and I love the name, just Shasta.
Shasta.
It's like Mufasa. Ooh.
They do exist. That's what we got in the background. Yeah. So, yeah, the interdimension are different. The beings from down below. I mean, there have been UAP and UFO sightings throughout the entire world. You know, one of the big things is that it's an alien civilization that lives down there. Like you said, you're more plausible, or you believe more it's in the ocean than inside the Earth. The biggest skeptic to all this is that, you know, now whether scientists are all lying about it, we've done a lot of ground testing, and we're pretty sure we know the makeup of Earth. I mean, we're pretty sure we know how it all works.
Yeah.
I mean, do we
Still
know
have some work
exactly?
to do on the sea floor, but everything above sea we've scanned pretty good now.
And when you get down to the mantle, we know there's lots of lava down there. I mean, we know that.
Right. It comes out sometimes.
It does. Volcanoes. Sometimes it oozes. Sometimes it explodes out. Yeah.
Humans have been pretty sure about lots of stuff for a long time, and then we're always learning new things.
Oh,
So-
and then you're wrong.
and then you're wrong.
Yep.
Yep. Like before this
100%.
episode, Tree thought gravity was real,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
Spent my
not.
whole life believing that.
right?
It's not. Just like time. Time's just a concept. It's not real.
Oh, I knew that one.
Yeah, time's not real at all.
Time's not real.
And time's not even consistent. It's varies depending on speed and gravity of all things.
Yeah.
So,
Depending
Oh,
on another
yeah.
non-existent thing.
Yeah, it only affects things with mass.
it
Right.
does. Yeah.
which
So
is
anything
also
without
just weird.
Well, if there was no matter, there would be no time. You couldn't.
well,
measure.
light, for example, has no time.
Right. And pure energy is massless and it has no time.
It has no time.
Time for you.
Some people say
time
I have
for
a
me.
nice mass.
So from us as an observer, if in Betelgeuse, the star that's millions of light years away, when a neutrino leaves there heading towards our eye, from our standpoint, it took billions of years, speed of light, for it to hit it. From its point of view, it was born and hits you at the same time.
Damn.
Nice.
So it's and then things that are accelerating close to the other thing that messes with time too, or messes with stuff, is temperature. And that's the other factor that people don't talk about a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother thing too. They did an experiment where they tried to get close to absolute zero Kelvin. And we've never been able to get to 0 Kelvin, but they shut down the experiment because light itself started to take on liquid properties inside the room.
That's acting very weird.
The light started liquefying, and they
Cool.
shut it down because they didn't want to push it further because they were really scared.
Yeah.
That's-
Imagine you're at a laser light show and then it becomes Picasso instead. Or,
It's
no, not
just-
Picasso. What's the guy where everything drips? And,
Jason Pollock.
no.
Yeah,
The clock.
he was a splatter
Dolly.
guy.
Dolly. Salvador
yeah.
Dolly.
Dolly. Salvador Dali. Yeah.
Gosh, I could kick myself for saying Picasso. But yeah, everything goes dolly and just starts melting.
Started melting.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can go look up that experiment. It's pretty fascinating. But yeah, light started to turn into liquid, which
Well, it would. So
Cool.
when you think about it,
cool.
energy
Yeah.
energy comes from movement. To have any measurable energy, something has to be moving, and at 0 degrees Kelvin, everything stops moving.
including light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hmm.
the effects
Yeah,
of
because
that.
light is essentially a wave, right? Just
It's a particle wave.
Sometimes.
Got wave-like properties.
Wait, are we looking at it or are we not looking at it? What are we doing?
It depends. Are we looking at it or are we not?
Yeah.
Well, were they looking at it when it turned into liquid?
Yes.
Well, then we're looking at it.
Then it was a wave.
No, they just felt the wet
So
spot.
wait.
And they were like,
When
what
you're
is
not
it
looking
here?
at it, it's a particle.
Yeah. Well, even the experiment where they didn't look, when it was over, they stepped on a wet spot, and they were like, "What is this?" And then Light was all in the corner looking ashamed, and so they
Yeah,
knew it was Light that did
Oh, poor Light.
it.
That's not your fault.
I got scared.
It's carpet is not your
Yeah.
private bathroom, Light.
Yeah, some weird stuff. Yeah, get into like crazy physics. Things get weird. That's for sure.
All of that sounds more plausible than a race of human beings living underground.
I mean, I saw Fraggle Rock when I was a kid, and let me tell you, down in Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
If you could eat all the buildings of the civilization, I'll believe it.
Do you guys want to dig and try to find something? Do you think we dug here? Do you think we could find anything? I guess we hit the water table pretty fast, but
I wish somewhere the human race, like a country, would get the funding and the gumption to try and outdig Russia's borehole. I think the idea of finding a spot and just going as deep as you can is pretty cool.
yeah, I mean, they didn't make it that deep before everything started melting and falling apart.
And let's not forget the strange recorded sounds and readings. Like there were demonic like sounds coming from the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also been speculated.
Well, I choose to believe that.
I choose to believe it.
I don't like it.
Yeah, they thought they heard screams. So I mean,
I don't want to believe it just so
the
I
reason
can
why
keep
they
sleeping
stopped
at
wasn't
night.
because of the screams. The reason why they stopped was because literally the thing
They
started
physically
melting.
could not. They
Yeah.
physically could not go any further.
The drill bit was melting and would not go any further.
Yeah.
It got so hot.
Hit it
Like,
with the laser beams.
yeah, get it with the laser beams. Good point.
The
Yeah.
thing is, it doesn't seem like it's that high of a temperature
What down?
where they got to. But we
I thought it
have
was-
space material, that you build rockets for re-entry that get much hotter. So I
But
feel like
they're not-
there's
But that's not built to drill. That's just built to have heat blasted at it.
Yeah, it has to
It
have.
has to have both. Like be able to cut and with this heat.
I think we can work on this.
I think
Exactly. Thank you, Jared. Technology's come a long way since they gave up on that one.
Like,
Yeah. You just have to be careful because if you
Keep
invent
that
something too much, they can
cars,
just
huh?
take it away from you, and then you can just disappear. Because that happens too. What is it? The Invention Act,
Is that the thing like where you can patent stuff until the government determines that
Invention
this has-
Secrecy Act of 1951. Yeah, that's where if you develop anything that's considered to be,
Well,
and it's
any big
very-
enough impact on humanity, and they'll use that.
if it's anything that could affect the humanity, they can seize all your stuff, destroy your stuff, and imprison you for it. Basically,
Yeah.
take away all your.
Freedom.
So careful trying to invent something that because it's a very, very loose clause in what they can define as that. So the U.S. government can just kind of take it away,
Right.
and they've done it a lot.
I believe it.
There was a guy actually, I think it was as late as the 90s that invented a lawnmower that could run. I think it ran for like 70 something hours a gallon.
Yeah.
Damn.
And the government came and
Snatched it up
snatched all his stuff, and I think he died of a heart attack like a couple of months later.
all right,
suspiciously. Yeah.
you're not allowed to mow the world.
You're not allowed to create technology that puts the oil business out of business.
If you really want to get into it, the conspiracy there is that we've been convinced to grow grass when, let's be honest, at this point, we could genetically modify grass to only grow 2 inches and never
Oh,
have
yeah.
to cut it. But why
100%.
don't we? Because there's a lot of money that gets spent on people making their lawns look pretty.
The only reason why we grow grass anyway is because what Louis XVI liked grass.
Yeah,
And
I hate
literally,
grass.
that's the only reason why is because he decided that it looked pretty being green.
Yeah.
Before that,
There's
that
so
was
many
not
better things
that
we
was
could
not
grow
an
on
aesthetic
our
thing
lawn.
at all.
Just go native.
And then everyone wanted to
No.
copy him, and it just became like a normal thing to have grass. But
Grass is silly.
grass is silly.
It's nice,
Grass is dumb.
but it only
Who wants
makes
to take
sense
care of
in certain areas.
tiny plants that live on your front yard when you could grow better plants like herbs and things that are helpful?
Or
Like-
clover. Doesn't
And
grow
That
we
make
think about it,
biodiversity.
grass is never just right. It's either the wrong temperatures or winter and it's dying and brown. And you're like, oh, I wish it would grow. And then the moment it grows, you go, yay. And the very next day you go, I'm going to cut you down, punk. And you like, you're never satisfied.
Or it rains twice and it's like 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Right.
Like why grow something that's only purpose is to be cut down like every
Yeah,
couple weeks?
you're never
It's
satisfied.
so
We need golf courses.
stupid.
Because we need golf courses.
Yeah, but do you need a mini golf course on everybody's front lawn?
Right.
I don't think so.
You know how we get rid of the grass problem, guys? We dig and we go underground.
We
Grass
did.
Yeah,
doesn't
just
grow.
get rid of it all.
Yeah, just
And
go
you know what we're
all
going
up.
to find there?
Grub it
A whole
out.
other civilization.
We're gonna find an advanced crystal civilization with crystal cities, and
Everybody's name's Crystal.
and the Nordic aliens that are the tall whites.
Yes.
Yes.
They're gonna go say what's up. And apparently they're woolly mammoths too. I didn't even talk about that. Byrd said he saw woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
Yeah.
Of
unique to
course
the
he
bird
did.
story.
Because why not?
We need more woolly birds.
That's what dinosaurs are.
I mean, you know, they had some feathering. Who knows what they had?
Yeah.
They had a lot of stuff.
We'll do
Scientists-
we'll do
Or
the
let's say
Congo.
what-
We'll do Congo dinosaurs at some point.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing on that. Oh, also there was a recent someone posted something about a dinosaur stalking them in Arizona. That was a recent story. So
Was it just a really big iguana?
no, it was like a big dinosaur. They're out hiking,
Oh, damn.
like a
No.
T-Rex.
There's a fair amount of drugs there,
Ooh,
too. So.
what?
There is, but someone posted it
ayahuasca.
online. It has to be true.
Right.
It
They
has
were
to be
licking
true.
some weird cactuses.
Right.
Peyote.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's our final verdict on all of this? I mean, do we think this is any bit plausible at all?
I hold out for the parallel universe thing, but that's
Okay.
delving into something we may
Same.
never be able to fully understand. Yeah. Do you know what makes me lean towards the parallel universe thing being like totally plausible? It's when I learned about how cats see and that they see so much that we don't. And then I
Mhm.
started looking at like the limitations of the human eye, and scientists know for a fact that there's all sorts of things and spectrums of light and energy and all this stuff that's happening around us. We can't see it. And then I started thinking, I'm like, well, shit, like, you take that to the nth degree, and man, there could be all sorts of stuff going on that we're just oblivious to. Someone could be sitting right next to you, Alan, right now.
Yep.
And you have no idea.
Oh,
Good
Tim,
thing.
he's always here.
Okay, yeah.
Hi, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing, Tim?
Right,
He
what
doesn't
is
like
it,
when I talk about him.
the mantis shrimp that has, we have 3 color receptive cores and they have 12 to 16.
Yeah.
It's like, what are they looking at?
See everything. They're looking at your
Yeah.
soul. That's what they're looking at.
Ooh.
Your soul.
Right. The way they
And then-
fight,
and then they go-
they probably see internal organs to take that kill shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the temperature of the sun, how hard they punch.
Yeah.
Mantis shrimp.
Crazy.
What a time to be alive.
They're really pretty though. So
They are pretty.
Let me loosen up.
Exactly. Why
So
not?
Ian's going with interdimensional beings. What's your favorite theory, Tree?
I'm going with interdimensional beings too.
So you're going with Faye. It's the
Yeah.
Faye. Jared?
I mean, interdimensional leaves it open to some future
It's always
discovery.
safe.
But this hole in Russia thing, I don't know. I mean,
The borehole? Yeah.
yeah, that's something.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't
There's-
dig enough at that.
There's lots of weird holes. We can talk about Mel's hole. No, we're doing a whole episode on that.
Who's Mel?
Oh, you haven't heard of Mel's hole? Okay.
Pretty cool.
That's a fun one.
No.
Well,
Anyway.
it was Mel's until the government said, no, we want that.
No, it's ours now.
No, it's the government's and it doesn't exist.
We can talk about Ian's hole, but that's not fun to talk about at all.
Nah, I'm good. I'm pretty sure I've talked about Ian's hole in the
I was
past.
gonna say I've got a thing with holes, and I don't know.
Anyways, so interdimensional beings. I'm gonna go with the whole theory that it's just government bases underground, and people stumble into it accidentally, like, oh crap, and that's all it is. It's just the government. It's the government. It's the government down there.
Government.
You
They're
forget
just
I work
building-
for the government, and we
they're
don't
just
have enough
building
smart
networks.
government people to do that and keep the
Tons.
secret.
Yeah, I know that.
But
We're
good luck.
Good luck. It's a secret military base that, but yeah, there are military bases down there. I mean, and we do have underground bases. We have lots of them.
Sure, yeah. There's
We have
that.
a whole lot of them. I've been to a few.
Oh,
I've never been in them. I've been on top of them, and I know they're underneath me.
Yeah.
Like what's one?
Camp Perry.
What do they
Has
do under there?
I don't know. I've never
Well,
been
then
under
there's that
there.
one in,
I know a lot of it's underground.
Round Hill up near Bearville and Percival.
Yeah.
That's completely underground. That's
Mount Weather.
Bug out
But is
site
it
for
like
DC.
more than bunkers? Like are these hangars down there for fighting? Or like, what are they doing?
You don't
Under
know.
Round Hill, you can live there and exist there for a very long time.
Right.
If
There were all the
everything
like
gets
things
built.
with the president. There's that place out or in West Virginia was like one of the
Mount
original
Weather.
ones.
Mount Weather.
Yeah, so you could
That's the presidential bunker.
live out
Yeah.
nuclear winter or crypto winter, whichever one you're in.
Yeah. But there's lots of weird things about Mount Weather too. But that's a whole another thing.
Yeah.
So you're not for the whole. It's a big government experiment gone wrong, and it's not interdimensional beings. It's just like
did this show up in the recent Epstein dump? I mean, maybe there's
it's a good
Yeah.
question.
You think it would be in there? They talked about
he's
literally.
emailing the king of the underground. You're like, this guy knew everybody.
Maybe that's what they mean when they talk about pizza.
Maybe one of the entrances was on his island, and that's why
Right, that's an entrance. Right.
there's an entrance. His island was an entrance.
Mm.
And everybody knew about it.
The
I
newest
can't
one
blame
with
everything
that.
on the government.
The newest
so.
one with that, this is another one. Now that I follow all these conspiracy theorist people on Twitter, I get to hear all the fringe stuff. And the newest one there is that some guy that's a guard at the correctional facility came forth and said he was moved the night before of his supposed suicide, and
Yeah,
that
that's floating around.
he's not dead.
Oh, he's not dead?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's the case.
the not dead thing is always the hard one to buy because it's like Hitler's still alive in
Yeah,
Antarctica.
everyone's still alive.
I mean, nobody
Yeah.
dies anymore.
Nobody dies.
Elvis.
Elvis. I think people have given up on Elvis at this point. Oh no, there's the pastor down in Texas that everybody says is Elvis. Yeah,
Yep.
they haven't given up on him yet.
Tupac and Biggie.
Tupac and Biggie. Yeah, yeah.
I was on a
Oh,
cruise
they're-
once, and I'm pretty sure I saw Tupac.
No, they
Jimi
all
Hendrix.
exist in holograms.
Jimi Hendrix is still alive. That's another one. Yeah, there's a bunch of those. Maybe they just all get shoved underground. They don't actually die. They just take them underground and give them to the tall whites.
Mm.
I don't like this
No.
phrasing for some reason.
You don't like the tall whites? I don't like how it sounds. It doesn't roll off the tongue that well.
Just
There's the
I don't know.
grays, the tall whites, the reptilians. Yeah, there's lots of alien species that people talk about. But yeah, that's literally what they call them. Instead of tall whites, we can call them Nordic aliens. How about that, Jared? Does it sound better? The Nordic aliens.
that makes sense.
Yeah, that's yes.
That's better. Okay, the Nordic aliens that are really tall.
Right. Nordic American aliens.
Yeah, could be interdimensional, or it could be a silicon beings too. That's a whole nother theory as well. Silicon-based life. No.
Do we have examples of that?
I'm a Barbie girl.
No, but would we
I'm a
know?
Barbie girl.
Maybe
We
we
wouldn't
just
be able
need
to
some
communicate with
aminos to get it going.
Yeah, but would we know it's life if it was silicon based? It's most likely we would just eat rocks. Fraggle Rock.
Now you
Remember
gotta
Fraggle Rock?
make her remember the definition of something. Something that's alive has to
Be sentient.
consume energy, right?
Right. So eat rocks
Rock energy.
to get more silicon. To feed it silicon.
Right.
Yeah. You follow me? All right. Cool.
All those
There's
kids
silicon.
eat sand at the beach, like I did. Yeah. Still-
Yeah. Just eat lots of sand. Eat
It
sand. It shows. All right, we're getting derailed real fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is most likely false, but it's still a lot of fun to think about and speculate. So if anyone's been to Antarctica, let us know. Also, feel free in the comments to let us know other topics that you guys want to cover. Because not that I don't have a million other ideas, as you've seen through the show, that we'll do episodes on. But we'd love to hear from you guys if there's something in particular that you want to hear. Also, make sure to tell us if you have had experience dealing with Nordic aliens.
Who happen to be
The Canadians from
who happen
Hudson's
to be
Bay.
very, very tall and happen to have very pale skin.
I mean, I got one of those two things.
Yeah, one of those two things. Yeah, well, that's just,
But
it's
I
just
do be
Canadian
short,
hockey players. They're not
so-
aliens. They're just Canadian hockey players. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And they have no teeth. It's very strange, these
They're
people.
very strange people. Yeah. So
Probably from
yeah,
eating rocks.
Yeah,
if you guys
exactly.
have if you guys have taken a trip down there or have any experience down there, let us know. We'd
Yeah,
love
chime
to.
in.
We'd love to learn more about it. Like I said, the internet only tells you what you can type in. It doesn't tell a lot of first-hand accounts, especially if you haven't told us yours yet. So I can only do what people have told me or what I can read they've written down. So yeah. With that being said, I think that wraps up everything I had for this one. I didn't have a ton, but I had a nice little.
Still fun.
It was still fun, yeah. Tree, do you have anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Are you ready to go to Antarctica and go exploring? You're
No.
from the cold. You could be our Sarah.
Yeah, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
Then why are you
I am
still
the most
living?
south I can get in the cold land.
Yeah, she stays
In
inside
the
a lot.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like to stay south. I'm
And I stay inside, yes.
stay inside. There you go. Well, with that being said, go follow us any of the social medias. Go check out the website. Check out more episodes, and we will stay curious, guys. All right, that wraps up today's journey into the mysterious, the misunderstood, and the not entirely plausible. If your brain is now questioning everything, good. That means it's working. Before you go and launch 27 new browser tabs to just check something out real quick, do me a favor, hit the like so the algorithm doesn't bury this video under government approved cat videos. And subscribe so you don't miss whatever madness we dive into next. And if you're feeling really brave, click this recommended video. It's the one the internet keeps trying to make disappear. I can't legally tell you why, but you'll see. Also, huge thank you to everyone watching, sharing, and debating in the comments. You make this chaos worth it. And extra love to our Patreon members. You're the reason we can afford microphones, electricity, and an attorney on speed dial. Seriously, you're legends. Just remember, stay curious, stay skeptical, and as always, stay not entirely plausible.